This time, on the season finale of Airshow,
Baby.
Super Dave's dream gig takes a dramatic turn.
And I'm freaking out a little bit.
He's fast.
Pete's back with a vengeance.
Is it McLeod?
But will he make the cut?
Oh!
And troubled times
I want to be part of the deal.
You're obviously not happy.
for Carol and Marcus.
But I have an issue.
Mama said he'd never make it. That spirit, no tears to cry. Too young, too dumb to listen. Cold courage strapped in a trap. Sun, sky, wax, and sage. Smoke clears now roll away. Icarus the Greek must fly today. Yeah, must fly today.
Welcome to Fleet Week, San Francisco.
Over the waters near Alcatraz and the Golden Gate Bridge,
So I got one question for you. Are you ready?
the most anticipated air show of the season is underway.
Join me in welcoming none other than Mr. Sean D. Tucker. Oh yeah, baby!
The top guns of the air show world are here for Fleet Week. From Sean D. Tucker to the headline act, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels.
Red Star Lead Show Bus.
It's also Air Boss Donna Flynn's biggest show.
Wow.
Who would have thought me, a little float plane girl from British Columbia, would be doing this?
Let's start lead, go.
Donna's feeling the pressure.
If I screw up, I hear about it. If I screw up too much, I'm fired.
Once a year, Fleet Week takes over San Francisco to honor the U.S. Navy.
The entire city of San Francisco comes out to see it. So there's millions of people out there. And it's the biggest air show that we have.
You know how to move the fuel truck?
50 miles away at their home base,
Where?
the Patriot civilian jet team
Jet 3?
gets ready for the show.
I'm concerned about your ability to do that as well as control that.
But the team has a big problem.
And I won't have an issue with it at all.
It's down a pilot.
Our very last show of the season, we lose our number 4 pilot.
We have a team member that can't fly this show. So Randy's gonna step in and fill his shoes.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Team owner Randy Howell will fill in one of the most challenging positions of the 6-jet formation.
The slot position is right in the middle of all the action.
Front and left were good.
Although he knows the position because he designed this routine,
Fly safe. You good?
he doesn't have a lot of experience in this formation.
You're up.
In the past, Randy has replaced pilots, but it always puts the team on edge.
There's a reason that other jet teams don't have spare pilots. It's an incredibly difficult task. That spare pilot has to be spun up on the maneuvers and on the sequence and in the jet.
I haven't flown that position in over a year.
Be safe up there. See you back home.
Patriot 1 flight's clear for takeoff, 28 right. Flight of 6, airborne from San Francisco en route. Do you want me to stay here or head back to show center?
Show Center.
At the show site, there are serious hazards around the bay.
Right now, I can see the fog hovering over by the Golden Gate. Fog can shut down my air show here.
As the Patriots close in, their safety officer, John King, call sign Sky, gets into position at show center.
fog's already about a mile inside the Golden Gate.
Air Boss, Patriot 1 with you.
Patriot 1, show us, how are you?
Doing great.
I'll call you down to the 1 minute.
We'll hold just west of the Golden Gate Bridge.
When I see the fog rolling in, I'm thinking, this is going to be a race. Are we going to be able to get this show finished before the fog gets here?
Power up 95.
Lead pilot Wilbur does a final roll call.
1's good. 2, 3, 5, 6. 4, you copy?
Everyone's accounted for, except Randy.
How's your radios, Ford? Ford, did you acknowledge? Yes, I acknowledge.
You have to remember, Randy is the boss of the team. This isn't his normal function.
Patriot lead, show us.
Go, show bus.
Hey, the airspace is yours.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go now. Let's have a good one, guys.
Your parade pass.
I like that.
One's up. Brake ready now.
We start the show and everything's going really well.
Wilbur and Howell, they'll pitch back to show center.
Everyone's keeping a close eye on Randy in Jet 4 as he lines up for a solo maneuver.
4,
Randy must fly a figure-8 formation inside the show box. But unlike an airfield, this box is surrounded on all sides by boats and spectators.
At over 400 miles per hour. He's pitching up just a little bit there, pulling up to 6 times the force of gravity. Might be a boarding there.
4, you got a problem?
I hear a call from John King. That's not normal.
How's it going?
Randy's not where he's supposed to be,
What the hell happened?
creating the potential for a mid-air collision.
I'm very nervous. I'm about to come into the box at 500 miles an hour. I don't know where Randy is.
4, what's your position? 1360 and back in.
Finally, I hear that Randy's rejoined with 1. Good.
Randy couldn't make his first turn without breaching the box. So he aborted and climbed to a legal height over the spectators in boats below.
I made what I felt was good judgment. Could have gotten violated by the FAA if I went over the crowd.
He did the right thing, but the problem was he didn't tell us exactly what he was doing.
Guys.
There are a few tense moments today, and we have to talk about this.
Flat path.
It's not a perfect performance, but the team will get one more chance at their final show of the season tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Wilbur.
Go discreet now, they're waiting.
Across the bay, one of Donna's next performers has a case of stage fright. Super Dave Matheson made it on the invite list this year.
This is a big deal. I got the blues. Sean Tucker is all watching me. This is the biggest show of my life. And I'm freaking out a little bit.
You know, I mean...
Dave and Tucker have crossed paths before.
And somebody said some bad things about him to me, and I never seen him fly.
I blew it.
Dave would give anything to prove to the superstar he belongs here.
Right now, I'm really nervous.
Super Dave for the Airshow.
I want him to do well. I'm rooting for him.
Show boss, Super Dave.
Super Dave, show us.
Go.
Move over show center for your start.
Coming over.
He's nervous. This is a big venue.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I direct your attention way up into that perfect blue sky. Out through the smoke he comes. Super Dave. Rolling and rolling all the way to the top to where gravity takes over and does what it does. It sucks.
But as Dave lines up his next maneuver, diving low along the water, over San Francisco Bay,
Keep your eye on that airplane right now.
Super Dave Matheson is flying one of the most important air shows of his career, when suddenly...
Just missed a bird, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
I missed a bird by about 2 inches.
A bird hitting me at 250 miles an hour can go through my canopy and just about take my head off. Lots of pilots have died from bird strikes.
There are some birds just off the crowd line here in front of me.
Okay.
It took a little bit for my heart to stop racing, but I was able to regroup and focus and just get back down to work.
Very nice, Dave. Thanks so much.
Super Dave, runway 2, right clear, land 1206.
I've got one more shot to impress here at Fleet Week. You know, I'm just hoping there's no birds tomorrow.
Just stand by.
Alcatraz is starting to go into fog.
At the show site, Donna's nemesis is back.
One moment the fog isn't there, and the next moment it is.
Okay.
Fog is threatening to shut down her headline act.
5 minutes.
I've got the Blue Angels. They're heading in right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the U.S. Navy Blue Angels?
Well, that lasted for 10 seconds. They're gone. They're done. That sucks, huh?
If this keeps up, tomorrow's show could be a bust.
Keep it rolling, Wilbur. Keep it rolling.
The air show's civilian jet team
Oh, man.
parks for the night after a difficult performance.
I think hands down that was the toughest flight we had all year.
Randy aborted a maneuver without warning.
Or what's your position? You clear for?
What happened to you in the Flight 8?
I had you in sight. I knew where you were. Then we pitched up. John says, "Are you having a problem?"
Well, that was a clear breakdown in communication.
Well, I think it turned out fine. I mean, I missed the call. Rob hit me on it, and I called back, and they said, well, there was 4 calls. Really?
I think he was missing calls because he was just task saturated with dealing with everything in the airplane.
We all learn every day, and I learned from that.
Feathering it too tight.
Overall, we've got to do better tomorrow.
On the last day of his biggest air show,
He's just not off to a good start.
Super Dave is running late.
We're sitting still.
Dave has to get to a mandatory pilot briefing in downtown San Francisco.
It's simple. If I miss the brief, I don't get to fly the show.
Everybody got a schedule in their hands?
Donna's about to start her brief, and most of the pilots, including Sean Tucker, have arrived.
Fleet Week's a huge show. It's huge visibility for us as air show performers. This is serious business.
I thought an hour and a half would be more than enough time to get there early.
Grab a chair, because I want to get going as quickly as we can.
If he doesn't show up for the briefing, he will not get to fly. And worse, he may not get invited back to Fleet Week.
I pull up to the hotel, and I hope I'm not too late.
If it's a controlled ditch outside the Golden Gate. So you'll be on stage 214 to 226.
Dave made it to the briefing. Whew. He is now allowed to fly.
All right, so you'll be on stage.
By early afternoon, 30 of North America's top airshow pilots fuel up for the final show of Fleet Week.
Fuel's a big thing for us. We put a lot of thought into how much fuel we're going to carry on board.
If the Patriots top up the tanks too much, the L-39 jets won't be agile. But add too little, and they won't have enough to finish the show. By now, millions of spectators line the shores of the bay.
The forecast is looking good, crossing all my fingers and toes.
This is the grand finale, our big show.
And this time, Randy, the stand-in pilot, is ready.
I'm looking forward to a personal goal of flying a perfect show in the slot position today.
Once you got your clearance, go to gate hold 12425.
Here we go. Departure, Patriot 1, Flight 6, airborne from San Francisco. Easy forward.
There's no fog. It's clear beyond the horizon.
Mike Whiskers at the controls.
But the Patriots have arrived early.
Sky, I'm expecting another 7 or 8 minutes. That's what I think too, over 7 or 8 more minutes.
The team is forced into a holding pattern, burning up fuel.
Keep an eye on your Joker fuel.
We're in a hold, waiting to start our show, and I look down, I see right away
5 is Joker.
I have a fuel problem. It appears they didn't fill my jet up as much.
Copy, Joker.
Joker means, at this point, I have just enough gas to do the whole show and go and land.
Come on, we gotta get this thing going. Let's get started here. I'm running out of gas.
Ready to go?
We're ready.
Patriot 1, show us. The airspace is yours now.
Patriot, high show lights on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stand by smoke. Smoke going ready now.
I present you your Patriots Jet Demonstration Team. After the show ride, here comes Howler. He'll show us the top-down view of the number 4 jet with a knife-edge pass. While Stash will execute not 1, not 2, but count them, 3 aero-on rolls.
I was happy with that.
Wonderful.
Right now, it's looking really good.
There you go. Woo, baby.
Randy pulled it off. He did a great job.
But just as the team builds to its grand finale,
5 is bingo. Copy, bingo.
Scratch is almost out of fuel.
Get focused.
In San Francisco, the Patriots are in the middle of an air show
5 is bingo.
when Jet 5 reports low fuel.
I'm bingo fuel. Means I have to stop the show and head home.
5, you want to make the hit in RTP?
Wilbur says, do you want to just do the 5-on-5 cross and then go home right away by yourself? I'm like, no, I don't want to do that at all.
We'll just drop out a couple of the delta maneuvers at the end.
With Scratch in trouble, lead pilot Wilbur has to improvise.
I said, Scratch, can you make the fan brake? Can we get one more maneuver?
We've been working towards this final maneuver all year. I want to at least do this final maneuver.
He reevaluates his fuel, says, yeah, let's do the fan brake.
Director then, Matt. Okay, you're cleared rejoin. Stand by smoke. Smoke on ready now.
Watch close. They'll break into 6 different directions.
Stand by the brake. Brake ready now.
The fan brake.
I look to my left and my right, as I always do, and it's looking great.
Roll out. Perfect.
So what do you think, folks?
Excellent. Good show. That's it. We're done.
pulled it off, and now it's time to go land the airplane.
Can you request some expeditious vectoring? We have one member that's low on fuel.
The team needs the fast route back to the airport, 20 miles away.
Fuel gauge is getting low. I'm starting to sweat it.
Come on. There's now.
Scratch has to land. There's not enough fuel for a second attempt.
There is no messing around at this point. I'm down to fumes.
I gotta get down on this one, unfortunately. Put her down, man. To finally culminate the end of this season, to land safely with one guy that's fuel critical, I think we handled all of those circumstances really well.
That was an awesome show. Cool. That was really good. Love to hear that.
And still pulled off a superb show.
There's 777. Up close and personal.
Back over the bay, the show's still in full swing.
On the surface, it's from the west under the gate.
But Mother Nature isn't making it easy for Donna's pilots.
We don't have fog today, but today we have wind.
Super Dave will get his last chance to make an impression at the most important show of his life.
I really want to fly well. This is a big, big deal.
It takes a lifetime to become an overnight success. This is hard work. This is serious business.
It's big time nerve-wracking. Millions of eyeballs watching you. I've got to nail this.
Super Dave, show up. Are you ready to go?
I am.
Go ahead. The airspace is yours.
Up he climbs. And at the very top, he just changes direction now and converts that altitude to the energy he needs to continue these aggressive aerobatics.
Got a little bit more wind here now, and it's definitely from the west. You're probably feeling it.
Yeah, totally. The big challenge is not breaking the show box at Fleet Week. That would be devastating.
Watch the end of the box there.
If Dave can't stay in the box,
He's close to going up.
Donna will have to shut him down.
Yeah, right over.
Close to the waves, using every inch of the aerobatic box.
He didn't break it. I'm not going to do anything. He's all good.
Very nice, Dave.
Hey, D, I'm out of here.
I've watched him progress. He can fly with the best.
Dave's becoming very mature in his technical skills, and Dave's going to make it, and absolutely Dave deserves to fly here.
That was awesome.
Nice.
That's about as good as it gets for me. But there's no time to celebrate. Now I've got to dash home for another air show.
Donna has one act left.
Show box. Come right to the box.
Fleet Week's big finale.
The United States Navy Blue Angels.
In the end, the Blue Angels got to fly. They put on an incredible show.
That was awesome, guys.
Amazing weekend. Absolutely incredible.
Some of the best pilots on the planet are here today.
In Quebec,
Out of the hammer.
it's the last show of the season for Carol and Marcus.
Break off. Right now, the act that we have is probably the best ever. It's tighter, it's cleaner, it's more dramatic.
We are both passionate about what we do,
Good job.
In a big picture, I think he's gonna be my friend for the rest of my life.
Push it out like this, then tail first.
Perfect.
But their final show
Whoa, whoa.
hits a snag.
Brakes jammed. It's locked again. Yeah, let's take the tire off.
They have to fly in 40 minutes.
There it is. The spring's been pulled.
No. This is kind of stressful right in here, you know?
I am aware. If I'm taxiing and that brake engages, the airplane's going to spin around. That's called a ground loop. That could be catastrophic.
Fortunately, the mechanic was able to bend the brake spring back.
We have taken and shrunken it a bit.
Shrunken it.
Yeah.
All right. Go suit up.
The right brake on Carol Stearman has given her grief all season. And so has her bad shoulder.
Third strike airbox. That box is yours.
There is the performer for the air show we've been waiting on the most.
Brace good. Heading down to the runway.
Then, just seconds after launch,
Have an issue with aileron. You want me to bring the crash trucks up to the taxiway?
Up they go now.
in Quebec, the wing-walking team is in trouble.
Have an issue with aileron. I'm going to bring it back.
Marcus is struggling with a jammed flight control.
He gave me the signal. It's called off. We're done.
The right aileron is barely moving, making it difficult to turn the biplane.
You want me to bring the crash trucks up to the taxiway?
Marcus has to land immediately, but maintain his airspeed to make the runway.
It's very unnerving.
If Carol tries to move to the cockpit now, she could be blown off.
She's in a very vulnerable position. I really prefer that Carol is in the front seat, sitting down when we land the Stearman.
And if the right brake locks up on landing, it could flip the aircraft.
I've drove it in fast, in case you didn't notice. It's like, we're landing this thing now. I'm not around. It's moving fine now. When there's airspeed, it sticks.
Carol and Marcus have a 20-minute window to get airborne or lose their final payday.
It's not good.
At the Texas Motor Speedway, it's not NASCAR racing this weekend. It's the Red Bull Air Races. 30-year-old Pete McLeod cut his teeth at air shows.
We're not here to put on a show. We're here to race and be fast and win.
But this season, he's back to compete with the world's top air racers. At his last race in England, Pete hit a pylon, a penalty that cost him the race. Now he's looking for redemption.
His first test flight in the track.
Pete's chief analyst happens to be his dad.
My dad's a big help with the races. Someone that tells you specifically where you need to get better.
He's in it to win. I'm the same way. I hate losing at checkers, you know.
Number 80 for McLeod into the track.
But on Pete's first training run,
happy about that.
It's not a happy place to be in a racetrack if you don't feel good in the airplane.
Not feeling a race plane can lead to this. In 2010, a Brazilian pilot lost control and hit the water during practice. He was lucky to escape with only minor injuries.
And wiggle it a bit.
Pete's team dives into his Edge 540 to see if there's a problem.
Feeling anything, Dave?
I don't know whether it's me, whether it's the airplane. Not a great start. Really frustrating to be facing challenges in the racetrack. I know I can do better than this.
In Quebec,
It's happening when I'm going right stick.
Carol and Marcus have minutes to figure out why a flight control jammed.
What is going on?
Oh, there it is.
Right there.
Yeah.
This one up.
That's what the deal is, right there.
The control arm on the aileron was loose and catching.
I think we're good. I think we're good now.
Here comes Marcus now. Carol Pilon. Let's watch her fly. That's flying. That's barnstorming. Kicks it over. Imagine what her view is like from up there.
Bottom line, it all came together. We did what we came to do. We surmounted all the hurdles that were there.
Look at that, striking a pose. Give it up for her. Carol Pilon.
The audience was yipping and hollering all the way in. I like that we were able to get them jazzed about flying.
But after a rough day and a tough season,
So what the was that?
Just for time is
We're
how
good.
I'm feeling.
Marcus has had enough.
We are a team. She needs me, I need her. But that's not the way it's reflected in our arrangement. So that has to change. We can start to make a splash, but I can't do it just as a hired gun. For us to move forward effectively, it needs to be a partnership.
You're obviously not happy being an employee at this point.
No, I want to be part of the deal. You know, we could form a full-on partnership. I could buy into half of your airplane. I could buy my own airplane, and we can split it.
Well, actually, you've already made an offer on an airplane, and I
Right.
found out about it purely by accident. And
Right.
that kind of freaked me out, dude.
2 weeks ago, Marcus made an offer to buy his own Stearman biplane.
It's pretty killer.
I feel like you're kind of muscling in on my man.
Well, I don't feel like that at all.
Well, all of a sudden, it's like now it needs to be a partnership when I've been the boss. This is a big deal for me. It really is. I mean, you know what? It's like, man, I'm used to having my own doing my own thing, and this whole idea of partnership scares the out of me. It really does.
In Texas,
Plane just feels sloppy.
Pete's team has spent hours looking inside his aircraft, searching for the cause of his poor performance on the track.
Just like I'm behind, too slow. I'm behind the airplane. So maybe it's me. I'm not good enough yet. I need to get better.
But the air racer is out of time. Qualifying heats are on.
The last two rounds of the tour haven't gone the Canadians' way.
Pete rips through the starting gate to begin his 2 laps.
Keith. Pretty ragged that time.
Gauge number 6 right here. Will he be behind? Has he made up time? He sure has.
Pete qualifies with the fastest time on the course. He'll head into tomorrow's race day in the coveted pole position. The same spot he was in after qualifying day at his last race, before it all fell apart.
I need to go out there and shake that monkey off my back.
Home from San Francisco, Super Dave gets ready to practice for his final air show of the season.
I'm going from one of the biggest air shows in North America to one of the smallest.
And Dave's back with his new partner, John Melby.
The airspace is yours, yeah. Get ready.
To perfect our dual act, we've got to practice, and we just haven't had that. John's been too busy with his day job. It's frustrating.
As Dave and John start their practice,
Stand by for the pull. Ready, pull now.
low clouds start closing in.
First maneuver, pulling up into a loop.
Still good. Who's out?
He left me.
Johnny, I called out.
All right, let's go back in.
The deal is he stays with me no matter what. Dave got scared.
It's illegal to fly in a cloud at an air show. As soon as I saw the clouds starting to come, off I go.
There's a little trust issue going on in here. And we need to talk about that. Stick with me, because if I'm going through it, unless we go into the clouds and we're gone, we can't see anything, then you go out. Trust me. That's our deal. That was our handshake, and that goes way back.
This is absolutely vital for Pete McLeod's challenge today.
In Texas,
He loves to fly.
it's race day for Pete McLeod.
He's dynamic, he's fast.
Hungry for his first Red Bull win.
Nice cadence.
Pete's advancing through the race heats.
Come on.
Fighting his way towards the finals.
A little late in that third gate. The vertical turn maneuver is high on the G, but good on the line. Hard around at 8 Gs plus. Will he get through quick enough?
54.712 seconds.
And he's done it! McLeod has gone through. So good news, we're still alive.
Pete's made it into the last race.
Everyone's gonna have their teeth out and go on max power.
He wants to win, but you're not going to win unless you're pushing really hard.
Mother Nature is cooperating with us.
At his home airfield, Super Dave's final show of the season is moments away.
Normally he's at his airplane ready to go by now.
But Dave is missing.
So we're about 10 minutes before we have to go do our formation act. And no Super Dave. He knows better, so either something's going on.
Dave's partner John is not impressed.
As an experienced airshow pilot, you're there at least a half an hour prior talking about things.
I gotta go talk to the announcer. I don't know where he is. Okay. If he doesn't show up, I'm gonna do the solo. Okay.
So now I have to go fly the solo act on a formation act. Not good.
With 3 minutes to go.
I had a nap, woke up, time to fly, walked to the airplane, got ready.
When I saw him, I'm like, really? I was pretty upset. You're supposed to sit down and go through a briefing with me, not wait until the last minute to show up to go fly an airplane.
It's time for John Melby and Super Dave Matheson.
I'm not in it now. I'm not in the game because I'm upset.
All right, folks. Here we go.
We take off, and I'm just not there, and I don't think Dave was either.
Ready, pull down.
Some of this routine was impromptu.
A fighter, eh? Yeah.
We were making things up on the fly. It wasn't good.
That concludes the Chilliwack Flight Fest.
It's not how John wanted to finish their season.
Interesting, last minute showing there, because I already briefed the announcer that I'm going solo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if Dave doesn't show, I'm going solo. I don't want to get to that point. Get out the aircraft a little bit earlier. Come on out there so we can talk and I can see you. I prefer that because it just makes me feel at ease so I know what's going to happen.
We need to talk about practice.
Yeah.
We're not going to advance without practice. We're way behind where I'd like to be. I'd like to be, you know, around an 8 out of a 10. I still think we're out of 3.
My problem is all this airshow stuff, I don't have the time.
The bottom line is, if we can't dedicate the time we need, then I don't think we should continue with it, to be honest.
Maybe this is the beginning of the end.
In Texas, Pete gets ready to battle one last time. A showdown between the 4 fastest racers of the day for the win. Frenchman Nicholas Ivanov has the time to beat. Nearly 54 seconds flat.
I knew I had to put down a good time.
Here he comes. Oh, 0.14 of a second off the pace. Saw a little bit of a stall in that vertical turn, so he scrubbed off a few tenths there.
What happened there?
The line here is crucial. Is it McLeod? McLeod just needs to find a tenth or 2.
Pete McLeod is seconds away from winning his first air race.
Saw a little bit of a stall in that vertical turn. McLeod now. The turn and level is critical. Is it McLeod?
54.66 seconds.
Oh!
The youngest pilot on the circuit will have to settle for 3rd place, half a second behind the winner.
Just exhausted everything I had to try to win. I tried.
All right.
But Pete's still number 1
Good one.
with his biggest fan.
So anytime you get on the podium, it's the win, as far as I'm concerned.
Please welcome Pete McLeod.
Never in my wildest dreams growing up could I imagine my life the way it is now. It's like I've won the lottery.
Another epic season
OMG!
comes to a close.
Amazing.
I'm Marcus Payne. It's hard to imagine what's next for the flying circus. This year, a new team
Dude!
showed promise,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
but hit turbulence.
Yeah, you have to stay in contact with me. I've got the box.
It's like a marriage. You're gonna have your squabbles and your fights.
Holy John. And you either fix it or you move on.
I'm not sure if some of these teams and partners will be together next year.
For others, the steady climb continued.
Can Pete McLeod take the track record?
At his next stop in Vegas, Pete captured his first race victory,
Great performance from the Canadian.
flying one step closer to his dream.
I will be world champion one day.
The civilian jet team everyone said was impossible
Ready? Head! Woo, baby.
continued to defy the odds.
Great show, guys.
But next season won't be any easier.
I've got to find more money to keep this team going.
The Patriots' main sponsor is pulling out.
It's not easy, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
As for us,
Seriously, dude? You kept engaging before checking that I was secure.
our relationship is still up in the air.
It would be unfortunate if Marcus and I split ways. I have no idea what next year is going to look like.
But no matter what, nothing will keep us from the sky. Because we were born to fly.